Welcome to the Power Panel Podcast Bookshelf.
Hi, my name is Lorna Ogolla Omondi, and I am a tech leader and Afro-optimist.
What books have inspired Lorna Ogolla Omondi's leadership?
There are 3 books I recommend for any woman leader. The first book is the Bible, but there are 2 stories in the Bible that really summarize the core of who I am. The first is in 2 Kings 13, and it's a story of Elisha. It's Elisha's last miracle. He was talking to a king who was under siege from the kingdom of Aram, and Elisha told him to shoot some arrows out of a window. And this king was like, this is weird. You know, some of those prophets in the Bible would give you some very strange instructions. And this king is like, but why now? So he shoots arrows out of a window, but he shoots them kind of lackadaisically. He shoots 3. He just does 1, 2, 3 and he's done. And Elisha looks at him upset. And he's like, why did you do that like that? You should have done it like 5, 6 times. Finished the entire quiver. Like, do it with some sort of enthusiasm. Now that you've only done it 3 times, you will only defeat this kingdom 3 times. I read that story in high school and it changed my life. I told myself, never will anyone say of me that I did not show up with 110%. That's the first one. And the second story in the Bible was the persistent widow. It's a parable told in Luke 18. She's a widow who she needs something from a judge and she's not getting it. So she keeps going and she keeps going and she keeps going. And the judge is so exhausted. He's like, okay, fine, I'll give it to you. So I'm very persistent and I'm very resilient because I have seen that there's a lot that comes out of just hanging in there, asking over and over, not giving up. A lot of good things lie on the other side of resilience and persistence. So those are the 2 stories from the Bible that I carry with me daily, but I like the whole Bible. And then the 2 books that I recommend to any woman leader. The first is Never Split the Difference. It is full of gems on how to negotiate to get what you want, which is very important when we need to bring people along for our journey. It's by Christopher Voss. And then the other one that I really liked is How to Make Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie or Carnegie. I don't know how we say that word. He wrote this book in 1936 and it's still a bestseller. It's just tips on how to genuinely create relationships in a way that is very beneficial for business, for collaboration, for partnerships, for just making friends. And it really helped me cope with all my movement. So How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie and Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss.
Tune in to the Power Panel Podcast Echoes to hear Lorna's amazing leadership story. Listen on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. This is the Power Panel Podcast.